guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be a good time to sort of plug my Patreon a little bit. So I changed the tiers just a tiny bit not too long ago. So I'm not too sure if a lot of people know that I have a Patreon, because I get a lot of questions for tips and stuff like that. So I sort of wanted to make another video about the Patreon, because there's a whole heap of information and knowledge up on there and patterns and stuff. So I thought I'd go through each tier and what you get and what's already up there. Yeah. So first tier is the $2 tier. I'll try and insert little things somewhere. But yeah, the first tier is a $2 tier. You get access to my Patreon activity stream. So that's where I post a lot of my behind the scenes pictures or work in progress pictures. So I posted a whole bunch of pictures on of these little critters, bongos, that I painted. So it's got a lot of extra photos. So what you see on Instagram, you can usually find more pictures over on my Patreon for everybody. And also like little projects that I'm going to be working on or doing, and yeah, a whole lot of other things. You also get early access to any of my work that I create. So any work that I'm going to be putting in my shop for sale, you'll get early access before it actually goes in my shop. So if you really wanted something that I'm making, yeah, you get first access over on my Patreon. So I have a whole lot of bats that I'm working on. They're coming up to being finished very soon-ish. So if you were wanting one of the bats, maybe consider going over to my Patreon, because I've had quite a lot of people get kind of a bit upset about not being able to snag one of my works. I've had a couple of people that weren't very happy about Patreon as well, but about the early access. But you know, I want to give back to people that support, so having early access is a really great perk that I thought would work really well. That includes my art dolls, it includes any of the watercolors, sticker packs, anything that I make, you get access to before anyone else. So I'm trying to find a good system to work with, but at the moment it's just literally sending me a message on Patreon and saying, hey, can I buy this piece? And yeah, it's as simple as that. And that is available for the $2 and up tiers. And the next one is a $5 tier. And you get all of the previous tiers, so the access, the early access, and also the access to my Patreon only activity stream. And with the $5 and up, it's good value. You get access to all of my Patreon only videos and tutorials that I post. So there's quite a lot of things up there at the moment, including body patterns and, you know, tips on how I do things, particular materials that I use, little mini tutorials on armatures, and little details and stuff for art dolls. There's not a whole lot of watercolor tutorials or anything up there, because I'm still sort of learning that. But yeah, there's a whole heap of different subjects that you can research and just learn from. I have also little tips on making bodies, tips on eyes. That was a really highly requested video, so everything about eyes is over on my Patreon as a video. All the eyes that I use for my art dolls, materials that I use, there's a whole list of different types of videos regarding art dolls that you can learn from, and you get access to all of them straight away. And that's for my $5 and up tiers. You also get a free printable once a month. So you get, it sort of chops and changes. I said it in another video that it chops and changes between months of what I actually post. So a lot of the time they are watercolors. You get access to the free printable version. It's usually either a PNG or a TIFF file or a JPEG. I try and make it a PNG because I try and take out the background in most of them. So you can literally just print it on a print if you like, and yeah, you don't have to do much work to it. So they can be, you know, galaxies or landscapes or creatures that I've painted. This month's printable is just a whole heap of different frogs that you can chop up and change and make into stickers or print them out or anything you like, as long as it's obviously not infringing on copyright. But yeah, that's this week's, that's this month's printable, December. And there's a couple of body patterns on there too. So body patterns that I've used, so you can get a wolf body pattern, and the other one was a fox, I believe. I can't exactly remember. You can also get some wings for moths as a body pattern over there. So a couple of different things. I am going to upload more body patterns in the future as the months go along. Yeah, so just keep an eye out if you're interested in something like that. And that's all for my $5 and up tier. The next one is the $10 tier. I've got a little list here. The next one's a $10 tier, and this one's quite good as well because you get 10% off in my shop. So I send out a coupon code every month, and that way you can get 10% off your total order for that month that you pledge. And that includes art dolls, stickers, prints, anything that's in my shop. You get 10% off the total. Which a lot of people have found that's really great, and a lot of people have used it as well. And yeah, I think it's quite good too. And then what I've changed for this one is I've changed the little ask me questions. So the $10 and up tier will get you, I'm thinking of making like a little thread or a little post on my Patreon specific to that, so people can write their comments and questions into that thread, and I'll try and remember to pin it in the little tag area so it comes up. I'll probably name it like questions, $10 tier questions, I think, and yeah, people can just comment little things and I'll try and give my advice or have a chat or anything you want to ask. You can yeah, just comment on that. I'll try and remember to do that as soon as I finish this video. So that's the new kind of perk. I moved that from the higher tier down to the $10 tier because I thought it would be a bit more accessible for people that wanted a little bit more advice on where to start or something like that. So yeah, if you really wanted some one-on-one advice or anything, or check out the thread that other people have asked or anything like that, then yeah, check out that thread for the $10 tier and ask some questions. And it could be about anything. Art dolls, watercolor, sculptures, materials, anything. Just, yeah, ask away. And the last one, so I sort of condensed my tiers. I got rid of one, and I've condensed this tier. So this is a $30 tier, and you get all of the previous perks as well in all the other tiers. But this one you get a free original watercolor once a month, and that's including free shipping. So it could be anything. I'm happy to take requests as well. If anyone wanted a free watercolor for that month, just let me know. And but usually it's just something that I have painted up and, you know, try to do like a series of something, just depending on how many people take that tier or are interested in that tier. Maybe I'll try and make it like a themed month that corresponds with the free printable. But yeah, that's pretty much the summary. Yeah, but I'd really like to get more involved in my watercolor as well, but obviously I'm terribly busy with the commissions and zoo orders that I'm trying to finish. But once I finish that, I can, you know, really want to concentrate on doing some more watercolors and more animals on my art dolls. But yeah, so that's a little brief again of the new things over on my Patreon. And like I said, I feel like a lot of people don't actually realize I have a Patreon, and there's all that access to all of my knowledge and advice there. So yeah, check it out, see what you like, give it a go. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's no pressure as well. Just wanted to get the message out there and tell everybody that, hey, I have a Patreon, and if you need some help, head over there. But yeah, anyway, link is in the description. I really want to thank my patrons that have been supporting me and been supporting me from the start as well. I really appreciate it. It's very encouraging to have people that want to support you and, you know, really value your opinion and advice. So I really appreciate the support. It's very, very good. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, link is in the description, like I said. If you want to check out my Instagram, Facebook, Creatures and that as well. I do have some tutorials in my shop if you are not wanting to join a Patreon, so you can have like a one-off purchase, a one-off tutorial, and that way there's no subscription or anything. So it's kind of limited in the amount that's on there, but there are some on there as well. So yeah, just check that out. It's at creaturesandthat.com, and yeah, I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!